least 16 pedestrians have been struck by cars on Toronto streets this morning as the region is bombarded with the remnants of Hurricane Patricia. 10,000 migrants are expected to make their way into Europe through Serbia today as tensions rise across the continent. And just when we've recovered from Jay's fever, it's time to come together for a new team. The Raptors kick off a new season tonight at the ACC. Hi, and welcome to Humber News. I'm Alex Drobin, coming to you from our newsroom here at Humber College North Campus. 16 pedestrians have been struck in the GTA as heavy rainfall made for a tough morning commute. Toronto police say the incidents were minor, but took to Twitter to urge drivers to slow down. The storm hitting Toronto was driven by the remnants of Hurricane Patricia, which hit the south coast of Mexico over the weekend. The evening commute will probably be tough as well. The rain isn't expected to taper off until early this evening. The winds could cause problems too, and we could see gusts of up to 60 kilometers an hour. Overseas, another huge wave of migration is going through southern Europe. 10,000 refugees are expected to make the journey into Europe through Serbia today. As conditions worsen on the journey, UN volunteers say tensions are unavoidable.
There is a little bit of tensions because people are of course tired, they are eager to get through, but sometimes tempers bubble and we have some skirmishes.
The tensions reach far beyond the border from Europeans against the influx of refugees. A vocal minority in Sweden targeted refugee asylums Tuesday night. Fire departments responded to 2 incidents that police say were deliberate arson attacks on refugees. Sweden officials say the targeting of refugees is being organized online. Sweden has taken in the largest number of refugees per capita in the European Union. This Friday, peace talks begin in Vienna to try to resolve the conflict in Syria. Vice President of the Syrian National Coalition says he's against Iran's participation. He says it would undermine the political process. But Iran has already accepted the invitation to attend. This will be the first time Iran attends a Syrian peace talk. Back at home, British Columbia's premier is applauding steps taken by the House-Sit First Nations group in responding to the whale-watching boat tragedy in Tofino on Sunday.
They were as ready as you can be, and we should be so thankful and so proud.
Christy Clark met with first responders to thank them for their work saving 21 people on board of the Leviathan II. 5 people were killed and 1 is still missing. Jamie Bray, owner of the charter, says no members of the crew or passengers were wearing life jackets that were provided on board. The trial of the Toronto police officer charged with the murder of a teen on a city streetcar is on hold for the moment. The court is hearing legal arguments in the case of James Forcillo. 18-year-old Sammy Ateem was shot 8 times and tasered in July 2013. The jury has seen video of the attack taken from streetcar cameras. A 3D forensics analyst has testified on angles and directions of the confrontation. The defense is trying to establish whether there was a legitimate threat to Forcillo's life. He is charged with second-degree murder and attempted murder. Ontario elementary teachers are stepping up their Work to Rule campaign by stopping extracurricular activities. School staff and custodians represented by the Canadian Union of Public Employees are part of the job action. This move means all sorts of school programs from bands to sports teams will be put on hold. Premier Kathleen Wynne has given them until November 1st to stop their Work to Rule campaign or they will face sanctions. The school boards have requested consent from the government to dock the pay of teachers and staff who are withdrawing services. High traffic places like schools can be breeding grounds for germs. Find out how you can prevent a visit to the doctor this season. Our reporter Greg Chow has a story.
It may not just be a sneeze or a cough. The influenza virus or the flu is coming around again. A third of Canadians suffer from some form of the flu every winter, but only 1 in 5 get the shots. Here at Humber, faculty encourage students to go under the needle.
It sounds so simple, but being hygienic is the best way to repel the rhinovirus. Since the flu shot only has a 60% prevention rate, here's more ways to stay away from the flu.
It's important because vulnerable populations, so the younger, so children, the older adults are at a higher risk of more severe reactions or responses to the flu, where they may become hospitalized or even worse.
Despite faculty encouraging students to get the flu shot, some students here at Humber are still hesitant to go under that needle.
When I was younger, my parents never really got it for me, so I kind of just followed in that pattern. I never really got it before.
I never get the flu shot. No one in my family really gets it, so I don't really get it either.
Humber isn't forcing students to get the needle, but some programs require you to get the flu shot.
So I got the flu shot today primarily because it's a requirement for my paramedic program. In order for me to ride out in the ambulances with my preceptors, they do require me to get the flu shot just because of the close interaction I get between patients.
It may be mandatory for paramedic students, but this journalist volunteered to stay fever-free this season. Greg Chow, Humber News.
Down the hall, Humber students were braving the needle for another reason. Canadian Blood Services are on campus for their monthly blood donor clinic. Our reporter Charlotte Moore-Jacobs has the story.
In you to live and in you to give. Canadian Blood Services are back at Humber College North Campus Concourse today. The clinic visited yesterday with swarms of students rolling up their sleeves to save lives in between classes. Donating takes just a half an hour, and volunteers like Charlene Goodwin are hoping to attract first-time donors.
You're eligible to donate every 56 days. I started in high school and I'm now up to 136 donations.
In addition to donating blood, students aged 17 to 35 can sign up for the Bone Marrow and Stem Cell Donor Registry.
So one match is the Canadian registry, and we're part of an international registry. If you're found to be a match, to be a match for any patient in need. So one match is the Canadian registry, and we're part of an international registry, so we will search up.
Despite first-time apprehension, Pampaguha says the process is pain-free and rewarding.
But it's just a bottle of water, and you have 5 to 6 liters in your body, so it's nothing. 10% of that.
Nurses advise donors to be well rested, drink lots of water, and eat before giving blood. For every 5 new donors, there will be enough blood for 1 heart surgery. First-time donors are always encouraged and welcomed. Charlotte Moore-Jacobs, Humber News.
Toronto Raptors fans are seeing red as a new season starts tonight. They're hoping the team's new additions can propel them further into the playoffs than ever before. The Raps start their run against the Indiana Pacers, a middle-of-the-pack team from last year. After a bitter end to last season, the Raptors dipped into the free agent market, making several key additions. GM Masai Ujiri picked up defensive specialist Damari Carroll and rim protector Bismack Biyombo. A lot of last year's stars have returned, and the team is counting on them for more consistency this year. Halloween season is upon us, and there are only a few days left to figure out what you're going to be. Our reporter Katie Peterson got the scary scoop on this year's freaky fashions.
Halloween is just days away, so if you haven't got your costume yet, you better get on it. We're down at an amazing party store right now to see what's trending this year in costumes. With endless possibilities, deciding on a costume can be difficult. We asked seasoned Halloweeners for Toronto's most wanted scarewear.
With anybody that's coming into the store, they're usually looking for more Harley Quinn for the girls, and then the guys are coming in and they're just loving Deadpool this year.
I've noticed a lot of superheroes that are coming into the store and a lot of scary zombies.
No matter how vague or specific your request, it never hurts to ask for a helping hand. Thanks so much. It's been really nice meeting you.
A lot of people are trying to get into like more funnier costumes. They're trying to find a sense of humor on Halloween this year, I guess.
What are you going to be this year?
Riddler. Yeah.
I'll probably go as what I usually go as, which is a Jabberwocky, and then I end up just dancing downtown.
Whether you're into pop culture, comic books, or politics, there's a costume here for you. Katie Peterson, Humber News.
When we come back, we'll tell you what's happening in the world of sports, and Dominic Laschiavo will have your 3-day forecast.
Sturdy umbrellas. Today's weather is going to be very rainy and very windy. I'll have your full 3-day forecast after the break.
But for now, we'll leave you with this. A new sport in Japan hopes to get everyone involved. Caterpillar Rugby aims to level the playing field by purposely eliminating the need for legs. All you have to do is grab a green and yellow suit and do your best Caterpillar impression. The game's rules still remain similar to rugby and are both open to elderly and disabled.